Hate to say it to ya, hate to break it to ya, but we ain't gon' make it cause this just ain't no true love. Yeah, we started out as friends, parked out in my Benz, and on my windows 10, so we start to get it in. Fast forward, now we arguing again and again and again over every little thing. I'm like, when will it end? Something told me get to rolling, pack your shit and hit the 10. So that's just what I did. Yep, I slid up out that bitch, but before I hit the road, at least I leave a little note. Like to hear it go. Bitch, don't choke on my smoke, cause I'm gone. Adios.
Welcome to a new episode of the LEZ Factor, where we bring you topics about love, sex, and relationships from the perspective of queer women of color. So, to my left, I have Savannah, our model actress extraordinaire. I have Uzo, co-owner of Stuzo Clothing. Check them out. We're taping in their store right now. We have Bianca, who is a pharmaceutical sales rep. We have Aisha, owner of 9th Chapter Barbershop. Check her out. We have my business partner, Stacy. We have local Los Angeles chef, Erica, in the house. And then we have local LA hair colorist, Fallon, in the house. So let's start the episode. All right, first question. Somebody asked us on Instagram, it said, people confuse courtship and chasing. I often feel like feminine women like to be chased, and I feel like courtship is a back and forth thing. I'm no track star, I want to be wooed too. Is it too unrealistic to expect a girl to do this, to do some of the chasing? Savannah, do you do some of the chasing?
No, Fallon.
All right, Fallon, do you think it's unrealistic, or do you feel like a woman can also chase as well?
Absolutely, of course. I mean, I'm a woman who, if I know what I want and I see what I want, I'm definitely gonna go after it. So it can go both ways.
Okay, Erica, is it up to the boyish person to chase, or do you think everybody should chase and it should be like a mutual type thing?
Definitely. It's kind of like a cat and mouse game. It's fun, So maybe I'm a little coy, and she's a little more aggressive, or vice versa. And it's nice to see how it all kind of rolls out.
Okay, Stacy.
Did you mention courting in your question?
Somebody said people confuse courtship and chasing. I feel like feminine women always want to be chased, and I feel like I should be wooed as well.
Courting is after the chasing.
Yeah.
That's
Courting is like,
it's established that this is going to happen.
Okay, Stacey.
well, I think it just depends on the definition of courting. From what I'm used to, it begins when you first meet that person. The things that you do to, I guess, get their attention or to show them that you're serious. It's not really, I wouldn't call it chasing. I don't think that if you're going after what you want or what you feel you want, that it's chasing. I feel that you should court. I mean, that's how it used to be, but now people are talking, hanging out, kicking it, and dating even. But it's, yeah. I mean, courting just means, okay, I'll bring you some flowers, I'll take you somewhere nice. I don't just say, hey, come to my house, let's watch some Netflix and cuddle on the couch. Like, that's lame, that's super lame, but I think that's for the younger generation.
Okay, Aisha? I said people confuse courtship and chasing. I feel like feminine women like to be chased, and I feel like courtship is a back and forth thing. I'm no track star, I want to be wooed too. Is it unrealistic to feel like a woman should do some of the chasing?
No, not at all. I think it definitely should be reciprocated, back to back. I don't think there should be any gender anything on who's going to woo who. If you see something you like Fallon said, go for it. It's interesting because my girlfriend now is the same exact day as Fallon. And she came up to me at a bar. I was like, hey, you know what I mean? So it's the same thing. It's if you, hi, if I think. You should definitely want to feel wooed. You should feel whether you wear jeans or a skirt. You know what I mean? If someone's into you, then they should court you, woo you, do whatever they want to do to get your attention.
All right. Bianca?
Well, initially it's who's pursuing who at first. I think that's where the chasing lies. Yeah. I know what I want. So if I spot something that I know what I want, I'll definitely have no problem chasing. The courtship comes after you guys start dating, and I think that definitely should be a mutual measure.
Okay, Uzo?
Well, I completely agree with what she said, what Bianca said, because for me, it's not about whomever I'm dating needs to do exactly the same thing as far as, I have no problem. I'm more of an alpha, female, but and also date an alpha female, so it's sort of it needs to be a partnership as opposed to, oh, you have this role, I have this role. Right. It's like we're in a relationship, or not even a relationship, it's the beginning part of it, so It has to be as exciting for both of us,
Savannah?
No, I agree. It's not about the gender roles or identity. It's definitely about Well, it just comes from if you like the person. You shouldn't have to have a gender attached to it.
Okay, I don't know. For me, I feel like, I don't know, I thought I was be the opposite of you guys. I can't even help it. But I mean, I think it's like a personality thing. So sometimes if people chase me too hard, I'm like, what's going on? Like, what do you want? Like, that's so serious.
Courtship, like, is it mutual or are you a stalker? Like, what do you
Right.
Some levels of being a stalker.
There's like levels. There's levels to
That's
this shit.
interesting though, because I feel like as women, we always set these things out and be like, we want these type of things, and not being careful what we're asking for. And when we get it, then we complain about it. So it's kind of like, be a little careful more of what you're asking for then, if you don't want to be chased, because being chased could come with stalker tendencies. So I'm just
Be careful what you ask for, basically.
Right.
So.
All right. As the next question was, as gays, lesbians, queer, or what have you, we always want people to accept us. But I feel like we rush to judgment and make assumptions based on what we see. Has anyone ever told you something about yourself that you found amusing? Because people's assumptions about me amaze me at times. Has anybody ever told you something about you that you thought was funny, Fallon? Evidently so.
I think a lot of everything that whoever says anything about me, I think it's pretty amusing. I mean, I guess I have to say the most is that people think that I'm pretty mean sometimes. So it's kind of like,
I don't know who thinks that. Nobody thinks that.
because no one always. I mean, people always say that. And I'm just like, really? Maybe because I talk a lot of shit. Can I say shit?
You can say everything you like.
So I talk a lot of shit. I don't know. But I do. I always got some shit to say. So, but it's more so I'm just being funny. Like, I don't really, you'll know if I really mean what I'm, shut up. And so, but the thing is, a lot of people think that I'm mean. So.
Erica, has anybody ever told you something that somebody you were dating told you something that you thought was amusing about yourself?
The one that comes out in mind right now is that I'm evasive. And it's still to this day, and it was like almost 5 years ago, probably.
You're Pisces, right?
Well, yeah,
Girl, I got the
Pisces.
same thing.
And I don't understand because I feel like
crazy.
if I'm there, if our universe is circling at the same time, like wherever, then I'm not, because I'm here and I'm present, and I don't see why I'm evasive. Like maybe it's because I don't answer the questions like where I'm going, who am I with, all the time.
That sounds
maybe
evasive, FYI. I'm not gonna tell you where I'm going or where I'm with. That's a little invasive.
We're all
like
evasive.
if we're in courting mode, I mean, I don't understand.
That was the last question. The question.
But I'm saying, I'm bringing it back. I'm reiterating.
All right.
Yeah, so evasive was the thing that sticks out, and I just kind of was taken aback by it.
So you don't think that you are?
I don't think. No, I think I'm very direct and blunt, and
But
if
maybe
they
there's
ask
two
me, I will
different
tell
things.
them. Maybe they're just not asking the right questions.
Ooh.
Oh, they gotta be specific.
Okay, so you're playing mind games.
That sounds like you're evasive to me. And I'm your homie. Stacey, has anybody ever told you something that you thought was amusing to you that they observed about you?
I wouldn't say it's amusing. I've never really been amused by any of it. But I find it shocking. But again, they're forming their opinions of me without knowing me or even speaking to me. So it's nothing that I really take to heart. I kind of just want to know why they feel how they feel. I've gotten like conceited, stuck up, not a people person, just all kinds of craziness.
Okay, maybe the last one. But yeah.
But yeah, just more shocked than anything, not really amused.
Okay. Aisha?
There's so many things. I don't know. One is that I guess I could be a bit of standoffish, but I just have a extremely low tolerance for bullshit. So I guess I wear my emotions on my face. People assume I'm a feminine woman. People assume I'm a butch woman. They're both wrong. So, it's so many things. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, a lot of people assume that I party a lot, especially my family. That's a big assumption.
I don't assume that at all.
Anymore.
Every time I invite you to a party, she's like, I can't do it. I'd be like, okay.
Shit. Yeah, that's a weird one. Like, people, where the party at? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where the party's at anymore.
Has anybody told you something about yourself that you found amusing?
Yeah, so apparently since people see me out often and see me having fun dancing, like they assume that I'm a thought. So
I'm sorry, what?
A thought.
a thought. I went to a comedy show with someone that's known me for years, but she's only known me outside.
But wait, the way you said that was like almost like it was a word off the dictionary.
No, I'm quoting. So she was, we went to a comedy show and she was like, you know, we drinking, buying me Patron shots. She's like, so we fucking tonight or what?
Damn!
Absolutely not, absolutely not. Just because I'm out having a good time, I like to dance. I've always danced. That is an incorrect assumption. Absolutely not. Going back to the last question, courtship. You will not be treating me like that, period.
Okay. Watch
Your
out now.
mama taught you right.
So has anybody ever told you something about yourself that you found amusing?
I think, there's only one thing that comes to mind ever since you asked the question. Someone used to date this girl, and she was like, you know, not everyone is as strong as you are. And I was just like, I don't get that.
Right.
Because I'm very assertive, you know, and I speak my mind. I'm who I am. I'm from Nigeria, so it's kind of like, you know, you have to get your shit together and figure out who you are at some point. And I did a long time ago, and you know, so I think the way that I am may come off that way, but I don't mean it that way. It's just me being myself. And I just thought it was really hilarious. I was like, you should be strong too if that's what you see me as, because I don't get it. I'm just being myself, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Savannah, has anybody ever told you something about yourself that you found amusing?
No. I'm pretty self-aware. Like, anything that you have to tell me about myself, I already know, and I'm pretty self-aware now.
Okay. I know one time I was with this girl, and you know, personally, it was like I was out hanging out with a friend, and then things got intimate after cocktails, and we were in bed, or about to get in bed, and then she said to me, I thought you would have panties on underneath this boyish attire. And I was like, what made you think I would have on like, that's what she said to me. And she was just like, I just thought even though you wear boyish clothes that you would have on like frilly panties under there. And I was just like, why would you think that?
What did you have on?
Nigga, I had on baggy jeans, a fucking white beater, some boxer briefs, the shit that I wear and a button down, the shit that I wear every day. But y'all are laughing, but even here, I've been called dainty. Somebody in this store, she's laughing. Stony, co-owner of Still Sell Company, was like, Erin, you're so dainty. I'm like, dainty? Where did you get dainty from? Like, I could be sensitive, yes. I can take shit personal, yes. But dainty with frilly panties? Like, no.
Lace underwear.
Right. She was like, even though you wear boy attire, I thought you would have on lace underwear. And I was just like, you thought wrong. So, yeah. But that's what happened to me. And I was just, all I could do was laugh at it. But I was so drunk. It still went forward after that. But that's what happened. Anyway, next question. On a serious note, this girl says, my ex-wife and I were married and we had a child together. She's moving out of town and I can't move. She said, is she heartless or am I selfish for trying to use the court to make her stay in this city?
Come on now. That question and answer your own goddamn. Come on now.
Hey, this
Really?
They were married. They're now not married.
Yes. Hello?
So the girl wants to move with their daughter to another state.
Oh.
And she's like, am I selfish for wanting her to stay in this state? Or is she heartless for wanting to move her to another city?
Hey man, we can get married now. It's all the legal shit then you gotta deal with. You can't just take the baby.
Right.
Like, oh wait, I got a new job. Peace.
Well, Stacey?
Well, what was her reason for moving?
I don't know. She wanted to
Yeah,
the question did not have the reason. She just said that the bitch was heartless for trying to leave her.
It depends on why the bitch is leaving. Yeah. I mean, if she just wants to be an ass and just, retaliate for whatever reason, then using the child as a tool for that, that's not right at all. So yeah, hit her with the courts real hard.
Yeah.
Erica?
Are you saying if my
The question was, am I heartless for am I selfish for wanting her to stay, or is she heartless for trying to leave with my daughter?
Wow, I mean, yeah, it'd be a legal thing, because, I mean, what if you're completely established in this town and, you still want to have your daughter or son in your life? That's, I mean, yeah, you're heartless.
She's heartless. I'm not heartless. I don't have no kids.
Well, no, you know what? It's two separate lives. They're going on a different path, so it's got to be a legal thing, because depending on who's more established, or it's you got to take it to the courts.
Okay.
Put the lawyer into it.
Well, I mean, initially when you first read the question, I was like, oh my God, she's a fucking idiot. Like, no offense, but offense. But honestly, and I have to agree with Stacy, like, it just really depends on the situation and, you know, why she wants to leave. But honestly, this is a thing that we just have an issue with. Like, people use kids
Yes.
as traps, and it's just unfair. Like, you know, you really gotta be careful who you have kids with. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
So
That part. Savannah?
God
I'm with
bless
Stacey.
y'all.
It all depends on why she left.
No more drinks for her.
Well, the thing is, I would like to actually know, what does she, because she said she doesn't, is it that she's upset the lady is leaving or the daughter, that she's taking the kid?
She
Yeah,
said,
right.
she
Who are you upset about
said, she
leaving?
said that her wife is moving out of town and wants to take the daughter. She said, am I selfish for trying to get her to stay?
The
or
wife.
is she heart?
She's trying to keep
Oh,
the
so
wife.
she's trying to keep
No,
the wife.
not the
right?
wife. She wants the kid to stay in town. She said, so am I heartless for wanting her to stay in town because of the kid?
No, it's your kid. It's your daughter. You're not heartless.
Or
but
she's
I-
selfish for trying to take
But
her
it just,
kid?
no, but
Why
it's
she's
just-
leaving,
no, but it
though.
depends. It depends on what it is. If you want the wife to stay and you're using the kid as an excuse,
Thank you.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
Excuse.
What if it's not about
If-
wanting the lady to stay? What if it's about wanting your
Then,
kid to be
you
in the same
should
state
fight
as
for
you?
your child. You should figure out a way where it works for both of you. But then also, like, if she's leaving because it's a better opportunity or whatever it is, whatever the case is, I guess you both have to talk about it, and you have to go to court if your daughter is leaving and you're not happy about that, and you both can't come to an agreement. I say, you know, you go to court, but let's make sure it's about the kid and not trying to keep your wife.
Right.
You know.
Gotcha. Bianca?
Well, I definitely don't think it's heartless for you wanting your child to stay in the same state as you. However, it should be about the child. If it's a better situation or more beneficial for the child, then I think that you should think about that. But definitely, if you think it's more beneficial for your ex and the child to stay, then you definitely should seek some type of counsel and see if that's something you'll be able to work out.
Man, for me, I don't know. Like, it's like we got married in this state, we had a kid in this state, and you're trying to flee. So I feel like you're a little suspect. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, I'm just saying, if you establish a life here and we had a kid here, now you want to flee. I don't know if you're trying to flee because you just don't want me to have access to my child, or if it's because you got a better opportunity.
Sure.
But does your better opportunity outweigh the fact that I want to be a parent to my child? You know what I
Okay,
mean?
well, my question is, what if they do have a better opportunity? Are you guys going to be like, oh, okay, because you can take better care of our child, you get to leave? Like, I just feel like,
I feel like
I
there's
don't know,
different
this is so
situations.
real.
If it's,
It's
if it's beneficial,
yeah.
then
Yeah.
it's a better
Yeah.
opportunity.
She better make enough money to have joint custody to fly our son or daughter back and forth for it to work. It better be that kind of
Just
opportunity.
make sure the kid is
Or-
the point, is the
the main focus.
is the main focus.
Right,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Right.
All right. So Bonafide 8426, because
Okay.
nobody's name is easy, says, I have a question. What do you guys think about transgender? This is a long one, so just be ready. What do you think about transgender female to male in a relationship with a female who identifies as lesbian? To the public eye, we appear to be a heterosexual couple, and the trans man doesn't receive any vaginal attention and living as a heterosexual couple. Is it still appropriate to call myself a lesbian?
You lost me at transgender. Go back to that.
Okay, so basically,
Like a lost switch
So whatever the fuck y'all do that's comfortable for y'all. I don't want to get up. You know, this is the thing with today's society and shit. We always trying to like, oh, because you're transgender, you can only do this. Like, my thing is, if you like somebody, if y'all got an understanding and y'all got some type of chemistry, do your thing. Like, who gives a shit?
But
that's not the question. The question is, I have a friend who's been in a similar situation.
Okay.
So she calls herself a proud lesbian. She started dating a woman who then transitioned and became F to M. So she became a female to male.
Okay.
That male said, I'm a man, you're a girl, we're straight. And my friend is like, but I'm a lesbian, and when I was dating you, you were a lesbian. So the question was, even though she's F2M, and I'm a lesbian, is it, is it okay if we still identify as if I identify as lesbian?
Sure, if that's what she
Right.
she want to do. That's my point. Like, I feel like as an individual, if you want to identify as a fucking robot, I don't give a shit. Like, do what you feel. Honestly, that's my whole thing. Like, identify with whatever you want to identify with. And like, if you find a person who understands that, if you want to identify as whatever, then so be it. I just feel like we just put so much pressure on one another on what do you identify, like who gives a shit? Like, who cares? Okay. That's my whole point.
Erica?
Well, there's a lot of people that do give a shit, society-wise. But
Right.
if it's between, like, are you saying, like, within the relationship?
She wants to know if she's dating an F to M who identifies as a male, but she still identifies as a lesbian. Is it okay if she still considers herself a lesbian?
Well, that seems like
She said, because we're living a heterosexual life, because, that's technically a man, I guess.
Right.
That was so weird.
The
I'm going to get
reasoning
so
is
many bad
within
comments.
the relationship, and it seems like there's some underlying issue that they have to work out first before they introduce themselves to society. But I mean, outside looking in, I see that's a queer couple, that's an LGBT. I mean, I wouldn't like. Why do you have to put it out as such? Like, I don't sign in, I don't check in as this or that. You know what I mean? I'm in a relationship. Yeah, I think that there's
So
something that they
Stacey,
need to talk
in a
about.
relationship where one person's FTM, the other person sees themselves as a lesbian, is it still okay to identify as a lesbian if you're dating somebody who's technically a man?
Well, what's the significance behind needing to be labeled? I mean, just live your life, really. Why do you don't want other people labeling you, so why are you trying to label yourself? I mean, but biologically, yeah, you guys are both lesbians.
I mean, that's what the community unfortunately thrives on, though, are labels, especially, and in the black community, you know what I mean? Like, it's a stigma, really, I think, yes, you should definitely identify with whatever you want to identify with, obviously. If we're going nerdy technical, then you're not a lesbian because
you're dating a man.
No, you're not a lesbian. But if we're going technical, you are an African American woman. You own a business. If we're going technical, women who are lesbians are by definition women who are attracted to a female aesthetic. Female emotion, all of that. And I have plenty of trans friends, and they're guys. I don't know what happens, but they're guys, and so I don't care if this man has a vagina or not. That's a guy. And so if you can identify as a lesbian who likes this guy, but if you're just going technical, then no. In society, but yeah, you can label yourself, rainbow unicorn, whatever the fuck. Who cares? Do whatever you want.
Gotcha.
But,
Bianca?
Technically, though.
So if you met this man now that was previous a woman while she was a woman, then you're a lesbian. So you're heterosexual by default. They made the decision, they wanted to transfer into a man, that's fine. If you want to identify as a lesbian,
What identifies as a lesbian though? Like eating, like oral sex, lifestyle. Because if they take all that out, they take the titties away, take the pussy away, they take all that away.
I'm lesbian still.
I think it's very broad. It's very broad.
I am lesbian. There's no dick too big.
If you're attracted to women, then you're a lesbian. If that's what you want to identify with, go ahead. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
I find it a little disturbing that, the fact that you do need to go outside with a label, but if you do want to label yourself, fucking call yourself a lesbian. I don't give a shit. For me, I walk outside all the time. People call me a boy ever since I cut my hair, but I'm all woman, and I just wear these clothes because I like them and I'm comfortable in them. I don't identify as a butch, a boy, and whatever it is. I am a woman all the way around, and clothes does not make me. It's not who I am. So if you want to walk outside and scream you're a lesbian, go ahead and do it. I don't give a shit. I think you should. It will make you happier.
Right now?
Yeah, do it.
Yes. Okay, not right now. After the show.
I think it'll make you happier, and that's what we all should strive for, to find, a place where our soul is happy and at peace. I mean, that's what I think.
Savannah?
Yes, I agree with Stacey. Don't identify with the labels.
I love you and your fucking sexy ass.
She's fucking done.
Fucking girl 6 voice.
First judge of the night. The first judge of the night.
I don't know. For me, I feel like, I don't know, it's different. Like, I have a friend who's dating somebody who was a female. When they met them, they were a stud. Now she's a man. And the girl was man, girl, I don't know. So now the man said, you're not a lesbian because I'm a man, so we're straight. And my friend was like, what do you mean I'm not a lesbian anymore? Like, when I met you, you had a vagina. You know what I mean? So I'm a little conflicted on it. Like, I don't have a
friend of mine, she was dating a man, and a female who turned into a man, and his aesthetic changed so much that she said, we have to stop dating because I'm a lesbian. Mm-hmm. And because your aesthetic is too, well, he had pecs and a goatee. Like, you know, shit, it's so much kumbaya.
At the end of the day, too, we really need to respect what everyone wants to be considered.
Right.
I think that's the most important thing.
I agree that we should respect what they want to be considered, but my thing is, if you want to be considered a man, no problem. But if I met you and I was a lesbian, I'm still a lesbian.
And
I'm not about to change who I am.
Then you shouldn't be together anymore. Because if you're still a lesbian and you want those tits,
you fall in love with the soul.
You
fall in love with the soul.
Yeah, because if someone goes through the whole change and has the whole
you really
thing,
love them.
it's like you're a girl now. You went through the whole change.
Right.
Aaron disagrees.
I guess
You fall in love with baby.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree, but my face does. Okay, so it is what it
You
is.
can fall in love with the soul all day, but if that person changes, then that changes everything.
yeah, but if that person was born a male and changes to a female, does that make them a real female?
No,
No, it doesn't.
Okay, but they no longer have male parts.
But okay, so
then it's
I
just a difference of opinion.
think if the person who turned from female to male, the male now is basically looking out for themselves. That's he wants to feel comfortable in his own skin, so he's pushing that on her.
Well, not necessarily. I don't think it always works that way. I don't think it always works that way.
No, not always.
Yeah, because I think when you're going through when you're transitioning, you have to find someone. First, it's something that you should do on your own. But if you happen to be with someone...
Wait, you're saying you should transition on your own?
No, I'm saying if you're going through a transition, as far as you want to go from a female to a man or a man to a woman, you should be alone. You shouldn't really be in a relationship. That's my opinion. Because you need to...
Find yourself.
No. You have support systems, yes. But as far as being in a relationship, I think that you should it's kind of like figuring yourself out first, and then you can kind of look out and see, okay, this is what I want to do. Because a lot of times, women get stuck in these relationships because now this person wants to transition, and what ends up happening, you still love the person, but you're a lesbian. You identify as a lesbian. No, I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I'm just saying it might help, like, because I'm sure there's a lot of issues where women are stuck in these positions and they're like, I still love you, I really, but I'm really losing myself. Every time I give in and I'm like, okay, let's stay together, but I really want to be with a woman who has tits, who has, a pussy and all that stuff, but because of the fact that I love you, I'm gonna just tough it out. I'm gonna tough it out,
Settle.
So I'm gonna settle, but then eventually it causes problems and it doesn't work out.
Yes, necessarily. If you think about it, like, I have to agree, like, you really, certain things that you need to do, and you got to go on your own personal fucking journey.
Yeah.
Like,
What you got to say is trans people shouldn't be...
we're not saying that.
not
I'm
at
just
all.
saying, you need to really be careful. If you're going to go through a transitioning process, you really need to be careful who you pick as your fucking partner. Like, you need to make sure that person is willing to go through all that shit. You can't just be still fucking frolicking and be like, oh, yeah, bitch, you're good. Like, come on now. And then, by the way,
depending on the
I'm about
circle,
to get a dick.
depending
Like,
on
Of course.
like, you
I'm about to get a dick.
just
Just be
do that.
open with your partner.
Yes.
Express your feelings. Ask them if they're going on this journey with you.
All I know is if I was dating somebody and now they wanted to transition, we couldn't be together because I'm a lesbian, I love women, you're a man, I don't date men. So that's it. Like, if you identify as a man, I'm going to respect that, but we can't date anymore. Because you're a man, I respect that. Yeah. But I'm a lesbian, I date women. So that's just what it is.
Yeah. All right, NC.
Right. All right.
To the next one.
Last question. From it, Simply Trisha said, have your feelings about regarding monogamy changed over time? Is monogamy necessary for you to feel connected and committed in a relationship? We'll start over there, Bianca.
Monogamy is definitely essential in my relationship. But you know what? I don't really typically disclose this, but I do feel a stronger hatred towards emotional cheating than I do physical.
Really?
Yes. Physical, I can get over. Emotional is what I can't. I cannot get over that.
Uzo?
Yeah, I think monogamy, it's important for me. it's like, you know, you can kind of, I've been married for 2 years now, and I've been with the same person for 7 years, so almost 7 years.
Hey.
So it's kind of like, it's important to have, you know, want to do different things and experiment and stuff like that. These are things you think about, because after, you know, being with the same person, you know, do you still love them after 7 years and all that stuff? And I do, and it's still exciting. But the idea of actually bringing someone else into what we have is kind of like, it's something that it's just tainting the sacred whatever we have, you know. So I vote for monogamy. Yes.
Savannah?
I vote for monogamy too.
That's all you got for me.
I will rock that vote.
No more.
Do I need more? Yes, monogamy.
Okay,
Because
yes.
this relationship, isn't that what the basis is?
I don't know, Savannah.
It should be.
Okay. Felon?
Okay, well, yeah, I tend to always just go to monogamy, but sometimes, you know, I do want to, like, play in that other polygamy role. But you know what? At the end of the day, like, shut up, okay? At the end of the day, shut up.
What happened?
At the end of the day, I always end up in a monogamous role because, you know, I think I'd psych myself up. I hype myself up, be like, yeah, you know, I can have 2 bitches and do all these things. But at the end of the day, I'm too crazy and I'm too, you know, it ain't gonna work at the end of the day. But the idea of it, it's lovely. Absolutely. So,
It's a sexy picture in my head.
yes,
I
but
don't know
physically
if
I'm
it's
like,
fruition.
no, she's mine.
So, Erica, is monogamy necessary for you to feel connected and committed in a relationship?
Definitely, but as I've gotten older, I've found that, you know, like, my eyes wander more. I don't know what it is.
I've been wondering.
Damn.
Because you got older, they've been doing this shit. Just being honest about it, okay?
Well,
You're
but
less-
but when I'm involved, I'm completely involved. Like I'm a Pisces, so I'm just, you know, I stay with that school, but
Don't be rude.
but yeah, okay, I'm monogamy all the way because I am selfish. I will put my little jealousy act on
Okay.
real good.
That's right, girl.
Stacey?
You get real jealous on you real fast.
I would prefer monogamy, but I do have some friends who prefer the other side, you know, polyamory. And I can understand where they're coming from.
All I heard was bracelets.
I mean, I've actually have like 2 really good friends who are that way. They just cannot be with just one person. So I've been exploring that a little bit more with them just to try to understand it.
So
I'm
you've
not
been
saying-
getting freaky
What do
with
you
her?
mean
No,
exploring?
I'm like, so you got into that?
Right. We have questions.
Tell us
We need answers.
I'm just kidding.
No, just, you know, discussing it and just questioning them, trying to see why, where they're coming from, what their motives are. You know, if you really can love 2 people at the same time.
So you should do
You know?
research.
A lot of work.
No, it's just
We're doing research.
well, my research is talking to them because they're
Yeah.
actually the ones going through it. So
Right.
I'm just trying to understand, not because I want to do it, but I just want to understand why. So, but I mean, I prefer monogamy, but you know, to each his own.
H, is monogamy necessary for you to feel connected and committed in a relationship?
I'm sorry. What?
Nigga, the question.
Yeah. Question. Monogamy, polygamy.
Is monogamy necessary for you to feel committed and connected in a relationship?
Yeah. At this point in my life, sure. Earlier, probably not. Monogamy and that weren't synonymous, like me feeling connected necessarily. But now I find the value in monogamy, honing that energy. Yeah, polygamy it's too much work. It's too much work. Yeah, I like the idea. The idea of it is better, more of a masturbatory tool. But not real time, you know, flying across, you doing this across the city, driving around, trying to keep everybody off.
It's like literally double
Because then
hours.
the extra pussy become regular because you work it to, and now it's regular.
You ain't have such pussy no more.
Yeah, it's like that's supposed to be quick on the side. Yeah, no.
Fantastic no more.
Yeah, no. So, it'd be easier, it's better, it's funner. If you keep it spicy, it's better.
That's right.
Yeah.
Until you get to a certain age, don't do it too quick.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like monogamy is it just because I'm selfish. Like, if you're out fucking somebody else, we're gonna have a motherfucking problem. We're not dating no more.
Okay,
Relationship over. That's not crazy. I'm an only child. I need shit to be mine. That's mine. Like, that's it.
You're only child.
But what about after, maybe, several years, 10
Just
years,
to
15,
spice it up a little bit.
and you bring somebody in,
Yeah.
possibly.
Hey, that's like a threesome.
Because it's like,
Right.
and it's all mutual, and then you keep it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna squint my eyes
Spicy?
more.
Please don't do
But do
it.
my shoulders more.
I'm happy.
You're getting more. Something in the
No.
I don't know.
I'm an Aquarian. I need my partner to keep it like all the way 100, 1,000, 5,000. I need her to be all over the motherfucking map.
Dude, I'm a Virgo. As long as we're sharing and we're on the same accord. Yeah. Accord.
Yeah, no, I gotta keep it to one person. Because if you're with somebody else, I'm like, what the fuck you need her for? It's a problem.
But what about once? What does that
If
have to do with sex?
you need something that I can't provide you, we don't need to be
Who said you
dating.
can't provide it?
I'm just saying, maybe you don't feel like putting
If
in
you
the
want
extra.
something new, date that bitch.
So, ain't nobody that comes with the work. Stop. It's supposed to be easy.
You don't do threesomes.
Talking about.
If I'm single, then yes.
that doesn't count.
If I'm single, I've done a 3, 4, 5-some.
I have a question.
You're dating women. That's not the song.
You're talking about
song off
Aaron.
of 3.
10
That's
years,
what
you're dating a woman, no.
I did a 7-some.
I've never done a 7-some, only a 5-some.
in a relationship. When I'm in a relationship, I'll never do a threesome.
Never?
I just
That's what y'all say now.
Every
say
person,
now.
problem.
every person I know who's done a threesome broke up.
But that's
Wait a minute,
not true.
And
That's not true.
excuse me, I said every person I know.
Well, you know me, and that's never happened to me.
I don't know you like that.
Well, I'm
though.
just sitting
I
here
like that. What do you
saying, I'm just saying, I've had threesomes in a relationship and we didn't fucking break up. Like,
you have to
broke
be
up
secure in your
Wait a
relationship.
minute. We broke up eventually.
Well, over some other shit though,
But not
but it
because
wasn't
of
because of
threesome.
no threesome. Like,
Be secure in your relationship.
Yeah, that's
It's
something
synonymous.
different.
Because
Yeah.
women and all that.
Right.
You could just want to fuck and it.
all I'm saying is
Thank
sometimes a
you.
bitch is lazy, and if you can find another motherfucker that's gonna back it up a little longer, like 12 minutes. Like,
Now you're trying to be cute. Now you're trying to be cute.
With that shit, you need to come to me.
No, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna talk about it. It ain't just gonna be like, hey.
So clearly,
talk about it.
wait. Okay, wait. Uzo has a
I
question.
have a question.
Ice is gonna be
All right, wait.
I have a question. When we speak of like bringing
third
monogamy and a third party, are we talking about like, can we have a threesome?
Yeah.
It's like a threesome. I thought we were talking
It's like
about
when
sort
you're
of having
married
an
and you're trying
open
to
sort
find,
of.
yeah.
I mean, we're still
later
together.
on.
We've done it once.
There you go. We're stony at.
It's not like, like a
It wasn't really like anybody trying to holler at anybody. It's just a friend thing, and everybody. Yeah, sometimes you just want to spice it up a little bit.
All right, so clearly,
Clearly, we did not answer your question.
If we're all open to communication, it's all good.
So clearly there's no consensus. You do you. So thank you for joining us for another episode of The LEZ Factor. If you want to submit a question, you can send it to info@thelezfactor.com. You can send it on our Instagram, The LEZ Factor. And you can also send it to thelezfactor@gmail.com. Send your questions, we will answer it. Special shout out to our sponsors at Her Pink Box. Check them out. They sell personal play toys. And also check out our other sponsor, Swag Designs Creations. All right, they make all of our LEZ Factor gear pictured here. So anyway, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
I'ma keep this egg, I keep this shit a million. Must admit we lost the love and feeling. Now you want that old thing back. Adios, bye-bye. Sayonara. Arrivederci. Don't ask why, didn't mean to hurt ya.